As we just heard in our report a few minutes ago, airport security has become slightly more relaxed in the 13 years post 9/11. But in the days following the attacks, U.S. officials had to make unprecedented changes.
And here with us this morning is a former Continental pilot. We're talking about Dr. Terrence Fontaine, who knows firsthand what it was like in those first days when air travel continued. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Okay, you were not flying the actual day, but a couple of days later, you had to take a flight. What happened on that flight?
On that flight, it was a Sunday. The aircraft started flying again on Friday after 9/11. By Sunday, went to church early that morning. Reverend Bill Lawson at Wheeler Avenue prayed for me and went on to get on the aircraft. As I got on the aircraft, the captain did our normal pre-flight briefing. During that briefing, he asked me, are you left-handed or right-handed? And I explained to him I was left-handed. He said, well, great, I want you to take that crash axe handle and put it near your left leg. If somebody comes through that door, he's all yours. So things were a little bit chaotic after 9/11, obviously. Folks who were passengers at that time, very surreal, very quiet. But operationally, we didn't do too much anything different other than allow the flight attendant to know when we were exiting the cockpit to go to the lavatory.
I want to know how long it took to get over that feeling of a little bit of fear. Was it a few years later, once they installed the safety doors for you guys? Did it last that long, or did you sort of start getting a sense of comfort before that?
No, I think for everyone, once the Kevlar doors were installed, I think it took till 2003 before they were completely installed in all the aircraft. I think there was some bit of anxiety involved. If you remember, most pilots who fly domestically never thought anyone would ever take an aircraft and use it as a bomb.
Of course not.
If you were flying international, you obviously had parameters that you were trained to do. In 1998, when I went through 777 training, a lot of us on the initial cadre of instructors made sure that we had definite squawking procedures that we did on an international flight. But flying domestically, that was never a thought.
As a pilot, you had to walk through airports. And after 9/11, what was it like walking through, seeing armed guards just about every place, and then having to get on your aircraft?
It changed the makeup of aviation, I think, forever. Certainly for pilots, it definitely changed. I mean, we used to walk through security, and now with the new parameters, even the pilots were checked. We basically had to do almost strip search as well. So it was different at the airport experience as well as being on the aircraft. But well worth it, obviously. And I think folks eventually got used to it. For pilots, I believe that it changed the industry from sorts. It changed procedurally what we did in the cockpit. It changed procedurally how we exited the cockpit. Even for the flight attendants, it changed what they do. And so those parameters, even though the Kevlar doors are in place, parameters and procedures have changed within the cockpit itself.
What about the number of young pilots since 9/11? Have you seen fewer people being involved and interested in aviation, or it's always been such a popular job, or has it remained strong?
No, definitely there's a shortage. A lot of the Vietnam era pilots have retired. Most airlines are looking for pilots now from a recruiting standpoint. I won't say the glory days of flying are over, because it's a fantastic job to have. But certainly the scrutiny of what it takes to be a pilot now and the money being paid is an issue.
Dr. Terrence Fontaine, thank you so very much for coming in and letting us know what it was like from your perspective as a pilot.
My pleasure.
After 9/11.
Thank you, sir.
An honor to talk to you.
Thank you.